And then they put it on a blue backer.
So, this is me.
How'd it go last week? I'm sure you excelled.
Yeah, why don't you just go grab mine and put all my information?
Always excel.
Yeah, well, where's yours at? So you get the bank and all that?
So just go
I'm
to my
typing
banks.
in my Word
That's
password
fine.
instead of my Krum ISD password.
Do we need our computer?
So I put my address at my house.
It's in here. Then we know how to-
Don't worry about it. It's none of your business.
We ready? I call this meeting of the Krum Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present and that this meeting has been duly called in accordance with the Texas Opens Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one, indivisible.
Y'all please pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you so much for allowing us here to gather tonight as we make decisions for Krum ISD. We ask that you guide and bless these decisions in the best interests and plans for our students and our community. As always, we also ask that you protect those men and women that serve and protect us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, we've got one motion in that. We need to approve some out-of-state travel for the band.
If you look in your packets, they go to Indianapolis. It's a Bands of America invitational type thing. That is, the board, according to policy, has to approve out-of-state travel. This is going to be something that is funded by the boosters, so it doesn't come out of any budgeted items. They've done this before. It's a great experience for the kids and the parents that get involved as well. My recommendation is that you'd approve for them to take this trip this summer.
I move to approve out-of-state travel for the band as recommended by the superintendent.
What, really quick, if you don't mind, what grades, is it all, like?
High school.
High school, okay,
Yes, sir.
gotcha, okay, sorry, Casey.
No, you're good.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. All right, now we're on to our salary survey presentation from our friends at TASB.
By the way, my son went to Grand Nationals in Indianapolis it was right before the world shut down. Amazing experience. They'll love it. Can y'all hear me okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to be here with you tonight. Quickly, I want to introduce my colleague, Brooke Dockery. She is new with us at TASB, but did a lot of the work on your project. She is not new to compensation in public education. So I'm glad she could come here as well. Another kind of housekeeping item, I am able to grant all of you board credit for this presentation. So congrats. I thought that would put you in a good mood. But we at TASB HR Services were delighted to do a pay study and stipend review for Krum ISD this year, working with Robert and Misty. And tonight I'm going to share with you our findings and our recommendations. You are welcome. This can be informal. You're welcome to stop me with questions at any time, and we can also have a Q&A at the end.
Do we get a certificate when you're done for our hours, or?
You will, but I'll send it virtually.
Oh, okay.
My eyes on you. You're
Okay.
looking for the credit. I like it.
It's after his wife takes him down from the fridge.
I like y'all already. This is fun. So just briefly, I want to go over the process that we use when we do a pay study for school districts. So the first step is Krum ISD sent us all of your detailed employee pay data. That included all of your current staff at Krum ISD, your current systems. We also had a kickoff discussion with the administration team during that time to talk about current concerns with the pay plan, and then we planned the project going forward. And then from there, we conducted a market pay review. So that involved gathering market data, matching common jobs at Krum ISD to jobs in other nearby school districts and also outside of schools in some cases. And then we built models for improvement. So for you, that meant we built new pay structures, which we'll talk about those, aligned those pay structures with the market rates, and then made implementation adjustments. So adjusting employee pay so that you can, if you choose to adopt the structures, those implementation adjustments are outlined for you. So we're going to talk just real briefly with, these are some compensation concepts. So first off, a market-based pay system has specific objectives. Number one, a quality market-based pay system is designed to help you recruit employees. You can do that through competitive pay for competitive entry rates and also competitive pay for experienced new hires. Your market-based pay system should also help you to retain the quality staff that you currently have at Krum ISD. One way to do that is through a general pay increase that's going to advance pay to the market rates and help you give those market competitive pay increases. Also, it should help you pay for the job value. So that prevents both overpayment for a job and also underpayment for a job. We want to pay for the value of the job. And then last, and important to the board, a market-based pay system is designed to help you control your costs. Your salary plan and any increases each year should be driven by your budget. So this is a sample of what a market-based pay system looks like. So you've got pay grades, and those create a career path for your employees. Ideally, your midpoint rates of pay, so those lines in the middle of each of the pay grades, should be aligned with the market rates for the job. That's where we anchor the pay grades, and then we set those range parameters to allow for some variance in pay. So real quickly on market pay strategy, I do want to stress that when we talk about this, we're not saying that you should pay every single individual at Krum ISD at the market rate. So we set those midpoints at the market rate, but we do have the minimum rates of pay and the maximum rates. We have a range of pay, and sometimes it'll be appropriate to pay someone below market. That would typically be for someone who's either new to the position, still gaining proficiency, and then conversely, there will be times when it's appropriate to pay someone above the market rate, and that could be because they're very experienced, or it could be because they have a certain skill set that you need and that you value. So next up is the findings. So I'll start with our market sources, and I realize this is pretty small, but these are the districts that we selected with your administration at the start of the projects. When I talk about the market, this is the list of districts that we're comparing you against. We've got 21 on this list. They're all relatively local to you here. The idea is people can drive here for a job from these districts for the most part, and vice versa. A few things to point out on this list. So we've got the last three columns tells you where and how we used each of these individual districts. There are several on the list that are close to you that we included for your teacher market comparisons, but they didn't participate in our survey, so we only had their teacher pay rates. We didn't have other staff pay rates for those districts. So that's anywhere that you see that double asterisk. Also important to point out, for director level and above positions, we compared your district to statewide data of similarly sized districts. The reason we do that is those jobs change as we get into different sizes of districts. So a very large district, the job's going to look a little different than with a mid-size or smaller district. And then the final column shows you who we compared you to for your stipend portion of the study, so those extracurricular, extra duty stipends. So with stipends, we like to compare you to, again, nearby districts, but we like to limit that to 1A difference. So you're 4A, so we compared you to mostly 4A districts for stipends, but also there's some 3A and 5A sprinkled in there. I also mentioned that we use some other market sources that are local to the Dallas metro area. These are for any of your jobs that exist outside of public education. That would be your technology jobs, accounting type jobs, maintenance, custodial, child nutrition. For those jobs, we pulled in data from local industry as well. So this is a snapshot of the demographics of your teachers at Krum ISD based on their years of experience. What we like to see about this is you've got a variety of experience levels among your teaching staff, so that's a good thing. Your average teaching experience is 10.7 years. That is above or right nicely aligned with the state average teaching experience, which is 11 years. And roughly 45% of your teachers have more than 10 years of teaching experience. We also looked at the experience of your newly hired teachers. This helps us tell if you at Krum ISD are being successful recruiting at all levels. And this looks like you are. You hired 27 new teachers for 25-26. This represents 15% of your teaching staff, which is a lower turnover number than we typically see. We see a lot of 17, 18, 19%. 30% of your new hires this year are new to the teaching profession. So this is a graphical representation of how your teacher pay compares to the market, so those districts that we looked at earlier. So we survey teacher salaries in 5-year increments. What we're looking at here, your teacher pay is the orange line, and the local market median is that blue line. So we can see visually here, the big picture is your teacher pay is below market at years 0, 5, 10, and 15, and then aligned with market at year 20. And here's the numbers behind that graph. So again, we've got each of the benchmark years as well as your average teaching salary. Your Krum ISD salaries are listed in the top row. We've got the local market median in the second row, your percent of market median, and then the dollar amount difference. So you can really see kind of visually here is that your teacher pay is lowest to market at the starting pay, and then does get progressively better and is $171 above the market median at year 20.
Do we have this data, does this look better or worse than the previous year? Are you gonna get there in a second, or?
We did not do a study for you last year, so I don't have that data, but Robert might.
Oh, okay.
Probably does. I mean, it can be pulled, and I can help do that if that would be helpful.
I thought I remember a similar.
We didn't do a
presentation.
TASB study, we did stuff internally.
Oh, internally,
You know,
okay.
I mean,
All of
there's-
this is,
and there's pieces of this, now with the market, we're also including like Denton ISD and all, so like,
Right.
the key points that are on the previous side, like even with this market rate, Sanger, Ponder, Gainesville, we're still higher than them.
Okay, okay. Good.
So when you're wondering who are our key people that we're looking at, we're 91% is where we are in the market, but our immediate Facebook comparisons, we're higher than those areas.
Okay.
And that's on that previous list of 21.
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, good question, and I'm glad you added that. One of the things that came up in our conversations was, does the 9% below market starting rate, what does that mean? And my question would be, are you struggling to recruit and retain teachers? And the answer was no. I would say that's probably a good thing that you're leveraging the great things that you have at Krum ISD, and teachers are coming here because of that. We also look at teaching area stipends and how those compare to the market. So these are for stipends paid for teaching assignments, not extra duty. You can see that first line is the master's degree stipend. You pay a $2,000 stipend. The market median is $1,000, with 10 of 10 of the districts that responded to our survey reporting that they pay that. So that one, of course, is above market. You've got a few that are below market, like special education general resources is $1,250 below market, but only 4 of the 10 districts pay that stipend to begin with. And of course, we looked at all of your other pay groups and how their pay compares to the market. So we'll go through kind of each one of these. I will add your current structures at Krum ISD. You have individual pay ranges for your exempt staff, and then you have step schedules for your non-exempt or your staff that earn their pay by the hour. So your central admin, that's your director level and above positions, their pay is 1% above market overall. That's a great place to be. And for they do have pay ranges, and on average, your midpoints are 4% below market, which is also a decent place to be as well. Campus administration, of course, is your assistant principals and principals. Their pay is 2% below market, and pay range midpoints are 5% below market. Professional positions includes all of your other exempt jobs. Counselors are in there, related services are in there, your technology exempt jobs, things like that. They're 4% below market, and pay range midpoints are 2% below market. Instructional support is your, of course, aides. They are 10% below market. For your aides, they're on step schedules, so for the pay grade to midpoint to market comparisons, we took the average of the lowest and the highest and took that average, and that's 7% above market. Now, your pay grade minimums for that group and really all of your hourly workers are low. They're 13% below market for instructional support. That's a result of the step schedules because we have wider ranges, so we have lower lows and higher highs, and a greater variance that you're paying from that market rate. So you can read, all the rest of these numbers. The big picture is, largely you've done a pretty good job with your exempt staff, paying close to the market rates. And where we trail behind is particularly with those instructional support and then, auxiliary, which includes maintenance, child nutrition, custodial, bus drivers. That's largely driven by those step schedules, and also those tend to be higher turnover positions. Any questions on any of this?
How does TIA factor into how we're coming up against the market, whereas not every district's doing it? So does that inflate, deflate? How does that kind of skew?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So obviously with these are non-teaching salaries, so doesn't impact it for now. We have advanced or enhanced TIA coming. Those TIA figures are not included when districts report their teacher pay to us. So it doesn't, it's separate. Yeah, good question. Okay, extra duty stipends. So we also did a review of these, and what we're sharing here is how each of the main stipend groups compare to the market. So first up is football. For football, and for extra duty stipends, we do talk about them in terms of dollar amount difference from the market because they're smaller amounts. Percentages, it just looks weird if we tried to do that. So for football, it's just 3 main stipends, but your average market comparison is you're paying $3,086 above market. It is important to note, we're talking big picture average numbers. 2 of those stipends are below market, and 1 stipend is significantly above market. So the average averages out to above market, but we do have a couple of stipends that are about $2,000 below market in that group. Head coaching is kind of the same. So head coaching is $736 above market, but those individual stipends range from $5,000 below market to $13,500 above market. So again, it's a big range there. Assistant coaching stipends overall are below market, about $1,000 below market. That's a pretty good average. Those stipends range from $1,000 to $1,500 below market. And middle school stipends, middle school coaching stipends are $233 below market. You do pay different stipends depending on how many sports your middle school coaches coach. So that drives your market comparisons down because most are just paying a flat rate whether you coach 1 sport or 3 sports, a flat rate for each sport. And then last is your performing arts and academic stipends. So on average, your performing arts and academic stipends are $3,087 above market, but the individual stipends, the range is $500 below market to $8,500 above market. So we'll move on to our recommendations. We have built some new pay structures for you. We've recommended 4 pay structures. 3 are midpoint-based, market-based pay structures. 1 for administrative professional, which will be all of your exempt staff. 1 for clerical and paraprofessional. 1 for auxiliary, and then a placement structure for your teachers. These structures group jobs that have similar market value, skill, and effort into those pay grades that have the minimum, midpoint, and maximum rates of pay. The midpoints are aligned with those market values like we want, and we've given you market competitive starting rates of pay. Recommendation 2 is to adopt a general pay increase to improve your market position. Now, I do want to say, we're not going to be able to correct everything overnight because we don't have, unfortunately, unlimited funds. So we've given you an implementation plan. Any of these models allow you to adopt the structures and then build on that moving forward. So model 1 is no pay increase for any of your job groups where we do adjustments only. What that means for your teaching staff would be we're going to give adjustments to each of your teachers so that they can move up to the next level, and we basically would freeze your teacher schedule for next year. What that means for other staff is we would just give adjustments to move them into the range if they're not already in the range, and then place them appropriately within. Model 2 gives a 1% pay increase for all job groups. That equates to a $700 pay increase for your teachers. And then Model 3 is a 2% general pay increase for all job groups. It's a $1,350 pay increase for your teachers. For your teachers, the general pay increases in the Model 2 and 3 are calculated as a percentage of the market median teacher salary. And then for all other pay groups, that pay increase is calculated as a percentage of the employee's pay grade midpoint. Recommendation 3 is to provide adjustments to address market differences and improve your internal equity. Just kind of as a given, we have applied the teacher retention allotment adjustments at years 3 and 5. That's the money that you're getting from the state per House Bill 2, so that's cooked into all of these models. We've also added some adjustments to the teacher schedule. In Model 1, it's adjustments to move people up to the next experience level. And then we did add a $500 adjustment for your teachers that have 30 years more of experience. We don't want to leave them off. Model 2 has just a few adjustments. We added an adjustment on the teacher schedule at year 2. That adds a pay difference between year 1 and 2 on your schedule. And then there are adjustments needed at years 9 through 21 in Model 2, just to maintain that current schedule. And then Model 3 just has one adjustment at year 2 for teachers. The other adjustments that we're recommending, it is important anytime you adopt new pay structures to make sure that all of your staff are paid within them. We don't want anyone to be paid below the starting rate of pay for their job. So if, in Model 1 where there's no pay increase, or if the other models aren't enough to get someone into their pay grade, we're going to apply an adjustment that brings them to 1% above the minimum of their pay grade. The theory there is when you hire someone in new with no experience, they'll be earning less than that person. Teacher pay equity adjustments are a good one we should talk about. So with House Bill 2 last year, we were thrilled that our experienced teachers got nice raises last year. But our counselors, assistant principals, none of those jobs that are in the teacher career path got funding from the state for raises. We've always recommended that when we work with districts to check for teacher pay equity. What that means is if I'm in the teacher career path, and of course that means I have an advanced degree, an advanced certification, I have a teacher certification, I should be earning more on a daily rate basis than if I were a teacher in the classroom with the same years of experience and degree. So these checks just make sure that that's the case. And then the last adjustment is placement scales adjustments. These take the minimum rate of pay to the midpoint for all of your non-exempt pay groups and divide that by 20 years. And then we place people based on this experience that they have. Recommendation 4 concerns your stipends. So we have proposed a stipend plan. The goal would be to improve both market competitiveness of your stipends and also internal equity of your stipends. We are recommending that you eliminate the use of extra days for those assignment pay. So instead of paying teacher, coaches, or band directors additional days, just pay them their teacher, days, and then a market competitive stipend. There are a few stipends that are below market, and we're recommending to increase those so that they're aligned with the market rate. I do want to say that with the recommendation to eliminate the use of those extra days, we don't want your people to lose pay, and certainly these are many of them contract employees, so you definitely have to be careful of that regardless. So we have proposed hold harmless stipends so that their individual total of stipends, if it does decrease based on our recommendations, they'll receive a hold harmless stipend that keeps them whole. So the cost savings really comes through attrition, or if you wanted to, develop a longer term plan where you reduce those stipends and have those conversations with those employees. We are encouraging you to establish extra duty pay guidelines that meet your educational goals as a district. You've got a few job-related stipends that we're recommending that you roll into base pay. And then the last is just with stipend rates, we would encourage you to review those against the market value. Typically every 2 to 3 years, those don't move as much as salaries do. And then the last two are really just our due diligence. We are recommending that you adopt a market-based approach to pay planning. So for teachers, you're using that hiring schedule to place your new hires and then giving a general pay increase and rebuilding it each year. Then for non-teachers, use a midpoint-based pay schedule to align pay with the market value. And then for all employees, grant pay increases based on your available revenue each year. And recommendation 6 is to annually review that compensation plan. So you can review, internally like you did last year, the median teacher pay at each of the benchmark years, and make adjustments as budget allows. And then review those other structures annually as well and adjust. These are kind of living and breathing structures. We want them to move with the market over time. And last is the 3 cost models. So we've itemized this by pay group, as well as the extra duty stipends. So model 1 is that 0% model. So you'll see in the general pay increase model, we are not applying any pay increases overall. We are applying the teacher retention allotment as required by House Bill 2. That's kind of a separate bucket, but it does have budget implications, so we're going to include it, of course. The adjustments are listed in that 4th column for each of the pay groups, and then the estimated total increase. So the big picture on cost model 1 is you'd be spending $496,000. It is a 2.4% budget impact over your current payroll costs.
So this is basically making a market adjustment. It's not giving an increase to all teachers.
So in this instance, every teacher does get some type of adjustment,
Okay.
but all of your staff does not.
Oh, okay. So the 0%, where does the 0% come into play?
So the 0% is in the general pay increase column.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
People
largely,
would still get their steps and make more the next year. We're just not recreating we're not increasing the new scale.
An
of this model.
additional amount?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
The next recommendation would be is if we added another one next year and added another one after,
Okay.
so you still get, your year
Your step.
15 would be included in that, but we're just not recreating the scale this year.
years
No.
1 through 12. On this model, every teacher has an adjustment. Yeah. But I do want to point out, we are, with this model, we're recommending going to market-based structures for non-teaching staff, and so your clerical, paraprofessional, and auxiliary staff who customarily get a step raise would not get a raise. They might get an adjustment, but that only applies if they're not already placed within the range appropriately.
For math purposes, when we talked about that, I think I may misspeak this, but I think when we talked about the clerical and professional, it might have been the auxiliary. One of those two categories had 116 employees represented, and with the 0-step increase, 50 of those people would have had an adjustment on that are misplaced in a market value one on the 0 scale.
Correct, that's exactly right. So let's look at Model 2. So it looks much the same, but you'll notice that there are values filled in on that general pay increase model. So on Model 2, we're proposing a 1% general pay increase. So in this model, all of your staff would receive, if you're a teacher, you receive a $700 increase and additional adjustments as well for some, depending on the schedule. But for your other staff, for administrative, professional, clerical, technical, and auxiliary, they would receive a 1% of their pay grade midpoint increase. There are adjustments applied to this group as well, and you can see those in that additional column. Typically, but particularly with clerical and auxiliary, when we give a general pay increase, that cost goes up, but the adjustment cost then goes down. But you can see, as an example for auxiliary, which is one of your lower to market groups, the adjustments of $68,000 are much more than the pay increase. So really those adjustments are what are driving placing people appropriately in the proposed ranges.
So that 1% general pay increase, that would be 124K would be the total of every teacher receiving 1%
Correct.
increase, and then some teachers need to be adjusted based on where they're at. That would be another. Is that how I'm reading that?
That's another roughly 19,000. Absolutely right.
So what's the teacher retention allotment funded by the state? That 72 is dispersed between the 100 and whatever teachers.
So that is dispersed, another good question, for your year 3 teachers and your year 5 teachers. So last year 3 and 4 teachers got $4,000 and 5 and above got $8,000. How the bill is written and how now it's in Texas Education Code is we compare what that person was earning in 24-25, and next year, again, year 3 teachers need to be making $4,000 above what they earned in 24-25. So you already gave them $2,000, so they need $2,000 more. And then for your newly year 5 teachers, they already received $4,000, so they need $4,000 more. It's super confusing.
And then what was the total price of Model 1? If you can you
Sure.
have model, so 400.
Oh, I am really
496,000.
clicking the wrong way.
Okay, 496,000.
Yeah, so it is an interesting scenario to look at. So Model 2, where we give that 1% increase, really doesn't cost a whole lot more. It's $582,000 roughly. But on this model, you know, you would be able to say all of your staff are getting some type of increase. And then Model 3 is the 2% model. It's all roughly the same. It's just now we're giving more up front and less in the adjustments. It costs roughly $760,000 and is a 3.6% budget impact.
Can you go back one slide?
Of course. I do not know the way this clicks.
So it was 2.1 or 2.4 to 2.8 to 3.6.
Anything we need to dig into? Any other questions? I know it's a lot to absorb.
On Model 3, really quick, what would be the increase for teachers? Did you tell us that number? Sorry.
It's a good question. $1,350.
Okay.
So every teacher in your district would receive that raise.
Okay.
Do y'all see any models or have any districts implemented kind of a hybrid approach where they may go 2% on teachers, 1 to 0.5% on the others to kind of lower the overall impact but still?
Absolutely. Yeah, it will impact what the adjustments for administrative professional look like, because if we do a higher increase for teachers, so on this model, say you gave a 3% increase for teachers, the $117,000 adjustment for administrative professional would likely go up, but if you wanted to give a lower general pay increase, that number would go down. I will say we prefer to have an across-the-board pay increase. It's just easier to communicate it, but I mean, I get it. Budgets are tight and you need to do what you need to do. But the adjustments kind of address some of those market differences, if that's what you're concerned about. I would say if you wanted to do that, we can absolutely draw it up. It's not hard. But I would say in the future, use caution because that can break the system over time if you're consistently, you can break career paths if a supervisor is not getting a raise, but their subordinates are.
So I think it's good to note the two main purposes that we started this process with. Obviously one, we wanted to make sure that we were equitable amongst the market and to see where we are and get a big picture. The separate column was, as we grow in Krum ISD, is really focusing on the structure piece of this. When we look at the median models and those type of things, how do we build a system that continues to, now we have 385 employees when we have 700 employees? And what is sustainable as we look at, we've been dissecting similar to you. Well, what if we took the menu approach and did this? Because we'll have to come back together. You're not adopting this tonight, but as we adopt a budget, going, okay, what is feasible? What can we afford? And then what can we look on a 1, 3, and a 5-year goal to get to where we need to be in these areas? And to take what every small and mid-sized school district has struggled with, some of the things that stick out when she talks about the coaching world and some of these one-offs. Some of these numbers look drastic, but we've had these singleton positions we've hired, it's no secret, like when we talk about the stipends, the one that was, that's the basketball position that we look at, okay, what did we put here to get this type of person? How do we replicate this in the future when we're hiring multiple people and these type of things? And, sometimes there's always going to be those one-off positions, but what does the infrastructure look like when we're trying to mirror the growth of this on a larger scale? So when we go to look at the impact of what we can sustain, we're looking at, okay, so let's say we do the 760,000. Not only what does that put us in the overall budget, but how many years does it take us to climb out of that hole to be, what does year 5 look like? What does 2031 look like? And how much of fund balance have we eaten into? So we, behind the scenes, are looking at bringing those type of recommendations when you guys are looking at, when we do a budget workshop is when you're gonna be looking at these layers much more drastically. But the key things that I was excited to see then come out of this is the actual structure of what we need in both lanes, the teacher scale as well as all the other median positions. But then also what is a market comparison versus a practical comparison. We know we're not gonna match Denton. We can't afford to match Denton. But we have competitors that we wanna stay ahead of the market on, and where and what positions we have those people as well. So very appreciative, very, very in-depth process to go through, and a lot to take in on one night.
It is. But these numbers don't include any of the stipend adjustments, do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
They do.
include the stipend. Oh, I'm sorry,
On the
they're down here
bottom.
at the bottom.
The
Sorry, I
stipend
thought-
adjustment
okay.
is an interesting piece because that's one of the only areas where we'll save money.
Right.
And because it'll cost us 26,000 ish on the front end, but as we look, and we could end up saving money on the back end. And you're gonna have that traditionally, like, Butler and I talked when he started coaching, and when we pulled Tabor in to have some of these conversations, you would have these things where every coaching contract was on a 10 month plus 10 days, or your coordinator's got 11 months. And the market has shifted back to everybody's a 187, and we front end load those in a stipend number. So instead of 3,000, it might be 7,500. So you'll see some hold harmless people where you might have a coach that makes, I'm making this number up, but say they make $80,000 a year. Well, when they leave, the next market piece might be $77,000 a year when it's done correctly. So that person's not gonna lose money, but when we're filling that market back in, it's not uncommon for what the schools are going through now, and actually Tabor did a very similar experience in his last district. He's like, we had to adjust everything back to 187s and so on and so forth. So, but the stipend piece, that was one of the ones that we were like, that's gonna be felt quickly.
Do y'all include, is there a separate line item for superintendent pay in your administrative?
We do not review that. That's your job.
That is true. That's why I'm asking.
Well, I think that's a good, so the administrative number up here does not include his salary?
Correct.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, and I'll add, it's tough around the state. Most of the boards we're talking to are dealing with deficit budgets. Nobody just has a whole lot of money, sadly. But we're, glad to be able to offer you some options to work towards more competitive pay and the structures that are going to more modernize and simplify your pay practices. Oh, is that rain?
That's what I was asking.
I don't like driving in the rain. Yeah,
Well, this is very informative, thank you.
Yeah.
our pleasure. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you, ladies.
Our
Appreciate it.
pleasure. And we'll sneak out, but if you have any other questions, reach out. You know where to find
I'm sure
us.
there'll be scenarios that I'll have to bring back and ask for help. We'll run through over the next couple months. But thank y'all so much. Thanks for the hard work. And where'd y'all drive in today from?
Austin and Sulphur Springs.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Are you driving back tonight?
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna get about as far as Burleson, so I can be on the other side of Fort Worth when
There
I
you go.
start the drive in the morning.
Well, safe travels.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
y'all.
Sulphur Springs, you're gonna be traveling with it the whole way.
Yeah.
It's all going northeast. You're gonna be traveling with the storms. Your car will be good and clean when you get there.
We appreciate all the work that all of you do. Yeah, it's important and valuable.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
ladies.
You too.
So Cochran's gonna kinda give us a description of what the rest of the night looks like, then we'll take a little break and we can grab food and we'll get started.
Real quick, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we do exit interviews with employees, non-retirement related?
Yes, sir.
Do we capture the data of where they're going?
Let me ask Butler, as far as where they're going, how that's captured. I mean, he'll know. It's done in three.
And are they voluntarily? I mean, they don't have to, do they? To do an exit interview?
There's two parts to the exit piece. There's a piece where they just answer and it gets,
It's a survey.
it's a survey style, but then we've added in another piece where he meets with them individually and asks open-ended questions, and he takes notes and he enters that data piece in. And that's the kind of the part where we can get the most meat out of it now. But that's where they're specifically
No,
going.
you're good. I'd just be curious to know where, I have suspicions, but where are we losing the most teachers to? I would assume it's just because their pay scale is so much higher, but I didn't know if we knew that for sure.
I would guess it's
Yeah.
exiting education.
Yeah, I would,
Well, I'm saying when they're going to.
Well, if they're going into the school, yeah.
yes, I.
Just curious.
Like the ones, because when they come through even without the exit interview piece on the forms, because they'll fill out the things, then I end up having to sign it at the end of it, and they'll say, retiring, having a baby, husband got a job, or moving to Denton or whatever else. That's in part they fill out, may not necessarily be in the open-ended exit piece.
Sure.
But he'll know exactly where that piece is. But kind of helps lead into the next piece. It's what we're talking about tonight. We're diving into the strategic plan. We have 5 areas that we targeted on our strategic plan. We've actually worked with about 7 other school districts that have been going over this process the past year as well, and they're telling us, hey, try this. This is what our boards work well with. So our format tonight is something that Eagle Mountain Saginaw did with their board, and they said, hey, this was a home run, do it this way. So we're gonna stretch it out that way. Our 5 areas, we have the academic student side, we have stewardship, we have safety, we have human resources, and we have stewardship, the finance piece. The public relations piece of it, she's at a conference, so we pulled her out of this part tonight, so we really have 4 stations to go through. I say that to her, there'll be a time tonight where you guys meet with Butler on the HR. It's a great time to have some of those intimate conversations. We divided up into 3 groups. So we'll have a group of board members with 2 administrators. You'll go 20 minutes per station and be able to hear the presentations, have some collaboration. The administrators will be taking notes of the meeting, but then also on each station there are going to be wanderings or topics that you've targeted for that area that can be resourced when you approach that station. We have HR's in that closet. No, yeah, HR's in the closet, safety's out in the hallway. Stewardship's in here, and then academics is in the conference room. And we'll do a rotation through. Your groups, and we'll come back to this in a second, because I know we're gonna eat and I'll forget it. Eric, Nick, Bonzu, and Bowles are together. Matt, Casey, Mike, Paul, and Fott, you're together. Cody, Brooke, Bonzu, no, I got Boone, sorry. Cody, Brooke, Boone, and Stuka are in a group. And then after we take a 15-minute break to eat, I'll revisit the starting points and we can kind of go there, but we'll keep it on a 20-minute rotation. And then afterwards, we'll have some feedback as to how the structure looks.
4 stations.
Yes, so there'll be an open stations we run through, but it'll be 20 minutes per station.
Okay,
Make sense?
sounds good.
All right,
What are we eating? You got
Pizza's in the
or-
back.
Oh, pizza's in the back, gotcha, okay.
Awesome.
admin, there's pizza for everybody. So get
Pizza
dinner.
party.
Pizza party.
Misty's watching budget, so it's all cheese. There's no meat on it.
No supreme.
Give us half the cheese.
How are you, buddy?
All good. All right.
I got to go for Father's Day.
Nice.
No, was it?
Oh, it wasn't.
Work trip.
Oh.
My kids were like, Dad,
Oh.
you know.
Yeah. I thought it was a Father's Day weekend. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's a big line of pizza.
Don't be shy.
I should have put sticky notes on one of these. There's a slice thread. There's pepperoni lovers, supreme, cheese, veggie lovers, and a meat lovers. Thanks.
No, you're the best.
We only got 20 minutes. Sausage.
It's gonna get hairy around here.
Gotta be done by 8 o'clock, it's gonna be pretty bad.
What happened with,
Were you sitting on,
35. What is that?
He's a good reason that you're out of the trucking business. He's made some measures now.
Oh, I got his,
he pulled Brian over today.
Oh, did he?
He texted me.
Between
yeah.
Sanger and here?
So he texted me and says, hey, you know this guy? I said, yes, my uncle. I said, let him go.
And he's probably hauling for you,
He
wasn't
was.
he? He's on rock to your place.
Well, what's funny is I took him into his place to inspect him.
You do? I told Cody, I was like, you're slowing up progress. I said, hurry up.
Hey, I got Venmo.
Was he over?
Good guy. Invited me out to his house and everything. It's like,
Oh, Brian's a great guy. You'd have to go to his house if you want to see him, because he ain't coming to town.
No, he likes to stay to himself.
So, my family, we went and ate at the new steakhouse over here, whatever the old
I've been
fire.
there twice. It's pretty good.
We didn't have a good
You didn't like
experience. No.
Your service was, you have to be patient with the service.
We didn't have to, dude, our steaks were horrible. But my story was we're sitting there and I'm eavesdropping on the conversations around us, and this whole family is just dogging this one young lady in their group, and they're like, really? A ticket from Cody Carter? and they're just, and I'm just, it's so funny. But this kid, I know, I can't believe he gave you a ticket. So I text him, I'm sitting there eating it up.
I was like, you're being rank and rate.
Oh, I laughed. Every time I hit rants and raves, somebody texts me, is that you?
What's that like?
Nick,
Yeah,
tell us.
We don't know what that's like. I don't even read the comments anymore. I just get tired of reading it. After all that stuff happened, I don't even read it.
I get,
Four or five people on there.
I'll probably get 8 notifications from people going, hey, did you see this? Did you see this?
Like, I don't care.
I've never logged on and read Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. You can hear him.
I told those guys, you know, y'all got letters over cosmetology over the past couple months. One kid exited the program, but it was interesting, really cool today. The other girls that were involved in that program wrote the teacher a letter today apologizing and thanking her for everything she's done. Oh, yeah. And it was pretty cool.
So where's the mom at? She didn't email us those letters.
The grandma.
Oh, that's the girl that left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was really a cool day for the teachers.
So you probably mentioned this to us last meeting. I can't remember. I got an email 2 or 3 weeks ago about a lady advocating for hybrid schedules. Did you get that same email?
And I responded to her and I sent y'all a copy of what I said.
Okay, I didn't see the copy, or I didn't see the response. Okay. I was making sure you responded.
Yeah. I even called her.
Oh, you did?
That's talent.
Well, now I want to see.
Her nails?
Oh, they're cute. Don't want mine.
Oh, I'm in here to get a water. Needing water.
We missed you last meeting, Brooke. I mean, it wasn't the same without you here.
Much faster.
Yeah.
I know, because,
They didn't say that to me, Brooke.
when we got back from track, I was like, oh, I'll probably just swing by there. Everybody's gone.
We were gone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we missed you.
Basketball banquet tonight.
We missed you.
Just dropped my kid off, like.
Okay, the funniest thing was, really funny, but Casey's leading the meeting and she's like, now no one leave until after we get done doing recognitions. And it wasn't like 5 minutes later, everybody's out the door.
I tried, Eric. I tried.
You must not have been scary enough.
I know.
Not as heavy-handed as you.
Was Brad here?
Yeah.
It was all bilingual kids. They didn't understand. It was true.
It was.
Well,
Parents didn't understand.
what happened? What happened
They
was
took the picture.
there was a crying baby. The crying baby parent was like, I'm gonna get the crying baby out of here. And everyone else said,
As soon as the
Where?
door opened up.
yes, that's what happened. I noticed it. I was like, okay, crying baby family, there they go, and here goes everybody else.
It's just not fair to the other people getting recognized
I
because
know.
you can't
I know.
hear. And it's like, wait another 10 minutes.
Well, it's kind of rude. It's like
It
going to
is.
graduation to get your name called out first, not staying for
Yeah,
the end.
you're an A and you just leave. like-
Yeah, it's just courtesy.
Yeah.
Says Vincent.
I mean, it's big. Yeah, exactly. This is like real life.
I feel like it just happened to you.
I've been living this my entire life.
Yeah.
Well, I've said through the last 20 something of them. So.
Your whole life you hated alphabetical order.
I didn't. I was first. I was Alan. I was first.
So we got tires on my truck today because I got 53,000 miles out of the original tires. So I had to go to new ones. I was getting nervous. You don't even know what they cost. It was unbelievable.
$2 grand
Yeah,
tire?
yeah. Isn't that crazy? No, I mean, I guess they lasted 50,000 miles. But
Did you
still.
go to the guy that has your place?
No, because I want to put Michelin's back on it. He don't sell
Oh.
Michelin's. I would have used him, but he doesn't sell Michelin's. So I don't know if he can buy Michelin's one. I think I've asked David before. He's a nice guy though. If you ever need tire repairs,
Oh,
super
I've
nice
done
guy.
them 100 times.
Yeah.
I went to get a lawnmower tire
What are you
repaired
driving on? Barbed wire? What are you, 100 times?
Oh,
a few Saturdays
Yes.
ago, and
All the
this one up
construction here?
had a bunch of people at it. And
Yeah.
I went down there wasn't nobody there, and I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna go there.
Yeah, pretty quick.
His
wait till
fence
your
was
kids,
down, you
wait
just
till your
went
kids get it. I don't know how Samantha did it, but I'm like, you have a flat tire every other week.
Well, wait. It's not what he drives on, what his tires look like. You should go out there and look at his trucks. At his truck.
It's only 30,000 miles.
They're
Though.
freaking Maypops, dude. They're
They
slick
did.
as the top of this
It
damn.
really is. It is.
I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, dude, I hope it doesn't rain.
But why
between here and home.
30,000 miles? They should be better.
They're slick.
You probably haven't rotated them. You rotate them?
You're supposed to rotate?
At 30,000 miles?
Rotate them like every 5
Really?
Every other oil change.
3 to 5, yeah.
Oil change?
Every other oil change. Like every 10,000 miles you
I'm waiting to
rotate.
get the oil change. I'm kidding.
Well, don't worry about the tires then, because you're gonna have big.
If I have to work your rec, I'm gonna be pissed, is all I'm saying.
You're gonna be pulling me out of the car yelling at me.
I promise if it was a DOT inspection, the tires wouldn't pass.
Yeah. Yeah, give them a
I think they're
good
just
feedback.
dusty.
You guys
I think
see-
you could run over a grass burr and get a flat.
Does your daughter run track? Oh. Saw Cochran called out in the Did Record Chronicle. I'm terrible at names.
There's no picture. There was there.
No, I couldn't remember her first name.
Yeah, she's black.
I think she's flat.
Really?
Her mom, you said there was
Her mom's one of our teachers.
Your kids are adopted. Look at them hit me.
Could be.
Well, I mean, good, yeah, still.
Great kids. Her kids are awesome. Yeah. Coach Cochran and her kids.
That's why I built the
I want to
top of
police
the
that
hill.
score at home, Cody. Do that for me?
Absolutely. Gotta keep up.
I'm gonna give Cochran a ride. I'm afraid with this tire. She don't ever give a bill a break. As soon as we broke out of that meeting, she's on the hallway. She's telling me he's going to her tomato plants.
I don't get those phone calls from Danielle.
Cause she knows it's me.
Yeah.
No. Bill's after getting his ass so right now.
Well, I'm finishing more fence at my house, and I have 10 more holes to dig, and so I've been doing like 2 holes a night, just to go out there and do it by hand. And so I've got 5 of them finished with the post in them right now. They're all getting filled.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to redo them all.
They're all gonna cave in.
Yes, it's just
At least it'll be silk.
it'll be easy.
Yeah.
Hey, thinking of a tractor, I was mowing the other day, my tractor, and I had my batwing mower on, right? I'm mowing along, going along, you know, all of a sudden the alarm starts going off, I look back, the PTO shaft bolt had came out, and the PTO was just sitting there slapping.
Oh God.
And lucky it didn't break the window out of the tractor or something, but it didn't. So I never had that happen before, like the pin that holds it on the shaft, you know?
It wasn't banging on anything, or
Well, it was banging on the fenders of the tractor.
you had the music playing.
Yeah, how'd you not hear it?
No, it was as soon as it come off.
Oh,
It literally was
oh, it
slapping
was-
the tractor, and at that time, the alarm went off, I turned around, I was like, oh my gosh, lucky it didn't get hurt.
Wow.
I have an 8-foot shredder, and something happened last year, but my wheel in the back, it doesn't spin.
Yeah, the bearing or something does
And
that.
and so now it's like a rut on every turn,
Yeah.
and I got to figure that out for this year,
Or raise it up every time you turn, that's a pain in the butt. you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
because you never get the same exact
Yeah.
spot down.
Little sweet spot.
Yep. I tell you, that cab is worth it in the summer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, even in the, anytime.
Anytime.
All that grass all over me, my allergies are so bad, you know?
I just giggle. That's my favorite time inside that tractor.
Yeah. You turn the radio on, it's just peaceful.
Is that like the city's tractor that you use? Yeah, I bet.
She's a cheater, but she's fun.
Oh yeah, I seen your finances. I know you're rich enough to buy
More buildings, keep adding to that magnificent park. Every time I drive by, there's another one.
Nick had a little piece of already out of his house. Okay. There was an adult egg race. And so we're all to start it, say, on your farm,
No, I've let Casey go.
and then make
She
it.
hadn't, no, she hadn't invited me.
It's been okay.
I caught it lying.
Yeah, but they're just gonna keep doing what they're doing.
Why did they? I thought you kinda gotten them calmed down, but.
They're calm, that's why I think they're just lingering rumors, because that group, they're calm, yeah. The tooth, like I said, the toothpaste is out of the tube, so that's going. That is going, and it's gonna ripple,
But then
but
there's the stuff
this
that-
group is like, oh, okay,
I
we're
didn't go into
clear.
that, right.
But they can't go back and put the toothpaste back in the tube, that's already out.
I told-
So that's where it's,
Mike and I talked about it. Yeah, that's,
so all we can do is just
Why are you
clarify.
even
and-
talking about stuff like that around the kids? What do you say?
Can we just get rid of it?
You might want to start looking for another place to live. Dick's like, I got enough shit going on social media, I don't need any of that.
That's why I stay out of it.
I'm not a I told you so guy, but when we first started talking about this, I was like, guys, we're scraping the scab off.
My
and
thing
start,
is
getting rid of it.
and I get that, but like, sometimes it's exhausting when you're the only person or one of the only people that feel like you want to change something, you know. And sometimes you're like, is all this effort for nothing, you know? And I'm not talking about just this board. I'm talking about the people that are part of the organization. You know, they act like we're out to get them at something. We're not. We're just trying to make it better. Like, no one. And I even told some of the kids
Well, they got
in meetings the other day, that's what I'm saying. We're not looking to take the fields away. No one ever said we're taking them away. We just want to make it better. That's all we want to do.
But they don't want anybody in their business because they're probably doing some stuff they shouldn't be doing. Sometimes, yeah, people with guilty conscience, a thief never trusts anybody.
And they just want control. They want control and they want. But we gotta figure out what we're doing.
I still gotta get an answer from you on what the attorney said about it.
I sent y'all copies of everything.
Yeah. He sent an email.
About,
Here, I'll show you.
about,
No, it's just
this
him
is
and
our,
Eric and I.
remember we had the committees? About what, no, I asked, would they help us get
Yeah.
a
Here.
new,
And he showed, and he says how he can do all that.
We just gotta,
He had only run 200 meter.
What about it?
so this is,
Tell me something I don't
this
know.
is the response from the attorney.
400 rivals was
What?
So it's just me? Okay. Alright, cool.
If the head's gotta get cut off, sorry, man.
You know?
at 200 mark.
So where are you hearing this at? Around town? In a traffic stop, and they're like, hey, do you know what you think about?
Yeah, I'm running a ticket, they're saying, hey.
Hey, you and Eric are gonna start, in there. You guys, you,
It's
Matt,
me, Matt,
Mike,
and Michael.
Mike Paul,
Yeah.
you guys will be in the closet with Butler.
I like that. I can't come out.
Let us know.
HR is classified.
Yeah. Cody and Brooke, you're gonna be, right here with Misty. And then in 20 minutes, we'll rotate.
I'm with Matt and
There's
Michael.
3 groups, 4 spots.
If you put 12 instead of 20, no one's gonna be mad at you. Speaking of track, did you hear about that kid from Northwest?
You're about 6 months behind.
did you,
You know what I'm talking
did you
about?
ask Nick,
Cooper?
did you ask Nick
I
about
thought he
that?
just won
I don't know which part you're talking about.
But he's been
contract.
on the
Yeah.
circuit for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
got
he just won
So-
in Oregon or
Did you
something.
know that?
When we sent all that stuff to the attorney to review to help us get this LLC form, he found a lease agreement with the city of Krum that goes through January 15th to 2043.
Well, That's where I wanna be like, sweet, we have our answer.
So we got another 18 years.
We got
before
another
gotta worry
18
about
years.
this.
Yeah.
Amazing to me is he's professional,
That's-
but he's still, in the article, he still goes through his high school, that's his training, his high school.
Have you?
He doesn't have a special coach or
I thought
it's his
about
high
this.
school coach.
I saw a friend of mine was selling an ice machine.
Well,
Do we
yeah,
want to?
yeah.
Do we need to make a decision on that too?
Like for kids like that, 2 hours of school, that's all he needs. Like, he doesn't need school. You know? Let him go train. Let him be a professional. You know what I mean?
So they don't. So they don't want to lose that revenue.
Okay,
He-
at
he had
7:15,
thought
let's
about
get started.
Yeah.
KYCC would be a good place to live.
Or not, I don't care. I'm at y'all's. Cody, you tell me, when do we want to start?
You gotta be ready for, maybe we need to do lunch one day or something.
Well, there's why I hadn't read it.
I think he said it was individually, but we wanna.
I don't know. Cody, you want to take a peek?
Do what?
I'm not on there.
It's just me.
Come on, man. I'm like, I don't remember that. I know I forget a lot of shit, but I really don't remember that.
Okay, I'll send it.
Thank you. Sorry. Sorry. I was reading all that going, man, this is good stuff. Why did I not see it? I've had it for weeks.
Sorry.
She's had it for weeks.
Sorry.
So, I wasn't
Yes.
completely falling
So
down on
the
it.
strategic plan is in
I didn't
there.
know we'd gotten it back.
Some of us can. I don't know why you can't.
What are we taking, this?
Yes.
Hey, youngster, you're not supposed to be quiet over there.
Where are we at, Dick? In the boardroom?
Get pulled over and I know I'm getting a ticket, I'm gonna call him off. Just to piss him off.
I'm gonna write you two if you call me an officer.
Disorderly conduct.
I'm gonna make it up.
I'm gonna make it up.
Where you going?
Closed session room.
All right, where am I going?
That's, they don't know. No. Any of that. No. But I'm glad they think they for the game. I'm like, no. Okay. Am I supposed to have a notepad? because they have a lot of student activity accounts that, are in those. So once that happens, we then meet throughout the year. We start in October, January, and May, we end it, but throughout the year, we discuss hot topics that we have, going on. Like one meeting we had, so much fraud starting to happen, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm seeing this, Lynn is seeing that. And so we were able to really talk about what that looked like that we were seeing, and for them to be aware, and they do a great job. I'll tell y'all, I'll tell you right now, that, the campus secretaries and athletic secretaries, they do such an awesome job. I mean, they're managing lots of coaches, lots of different teachers and people, and I don't know how they do it, but they keep everything organized, and, just they do a great job. We also talk about any changes in procedures, questions they have, and we just check on each other. It's nice, they're out there on islands of their own sometimes, and it's nice to get to let them just sit here and eat lunch, and they literally problem solve. So that's just nice to do that piece of it as well. 4.23 and 4.31, it's gonna outline itself, it's gonna talk about the GPP program, that's this large spreadsheet, and it's an expenditure projection plan, so it just brings that up once again. So we are on that. 4.32 is develop a budget parameter report, so this report is basically what I do throughout the year, but getting that into a report form to where I can give to the board, and then in turn, we can actually give that to the public. So starting in November, that's when I'll start it. I haven't started it yet, but in November that will start. So that'll be what I'll be putting in, like, oh, okay, here's our calendar, here's our budget. Here's when we're gonna meet for staffing. Here's when we're gonna meet for, meet with the principals on their budget. So it'll just give you all those things, but it'll be report form, and so that you'll know really behind the scenes what I'm doing, and also just the plans to keep us on track. So, February will be here finally, because that's when we really should be wrapping up all the staffing, all the course selections, all those things that are going into the master schedule. We really should be wrapping up. As soon as I did not talk like that because you said that. But I know any secondary person were like, there's no way in February, but that should be our goal. Our goal should be that we should complete as much as we can, the course selections and skeletons, right? And, I know that's scary feeling, but that's what we should be doing. April and May, that would be the final draft, so that's not gonna be done with board workshop, but you all know all these things along the way. 4.33 is create public awareness about school budget and state funding. So this would be again, having, we're going Shelley, and we get these things out to the public more about what we're doing as a district. Whether that's the parameter report, the bond information, all that, working with her, communicating everything on the website. And
Could be a post office video or is it?
like I said, not really broad, but I think as we go, it's gonna be like, I do a lot already, because
Corey's like, I wouldn't mind. Carol's like, so y'all can go over there and ask about the minutes, and then, no, conference. And then they'll do it.
I didn't know either. I sent 3 by herself. That's the style. I wasn't there. You wear it.
You were there,
So they're gonna come in here?
They're gonna go into the closet, they're going to the conference room.
Okay.
somebody was on Rants and Race about the prom girls. Did y'all see that? Like, fashion that and other girls.
How much time do you spend reading that?
Hey, hey, not try to like come down, yeah. It puts me to sleep is all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, not weightlifting.
He must have taken off.
I think the people that I have to deal with, and then I want to read about.
So the slide has got a picture.
Yeah, I look on there to see if I'm on there. That's what I do.
Today, someone said, again, about, Monday, middle school cafeteria food.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Maybe I'll read that tonight.
It was them? Oh, it was Doc.
Usually I'll make
That's Miss Obama's fault.
Yeah. Yesterday, we had a game. In the afternoon? Okay, your teacher, okay, so one of the teachers that was stays out there. This is low level, but I have a question. Can we get gravy at lunch? And I was like, I said, I don't know. I said, I have no idea. You don't get any gravy? You know, they said, we're not getting it anymore. I said, let me look. I'll check. And so, well, I went, apparently we stopped doing gravy 2 months ago.
Chicken nuggets and steak
The
fingers
dry ass food, yeah.
and the mashed potatoes.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so
you can
Dip
get
your
gravy.
steak finger in the mashed potatoes, you don't have gravy.
it goes,
Yeah. It sure does.
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's not okay. I didn't know you could gravy.
I didn't either.
Will you read me?
Yes, but they got it. I gotta go walk every county with a big ass trailer. Gravy now, that's what I do.
I dare them to take gravy off the lunch menu. Order. Did you hear what he said? They discontinued like 2 months ago.
chance it. I was sitting right here. I think that's mine.
You know, when Nate just turned 16, a couple of days ago.
You don't have to at your desk, I guess you just walk by and talk to you.
Wherever you want to be. Oh, you're.
No, they're in the closet, your office period.
Oh.
No, we're in the closet.
Come in the closet with me.
Fonzie, put your damn jacket on, you big muscles. I said, put your damn jacket on, you and your big muscles.
I say you can't even see it.
I know.
They're hidden.
See your little nose over there.
Well, we are right under instructions, so I'll take that.
All right, I hit the timer just now. Go, go, go. Hit the timer, hit the timer.
We will, because some of it I presented to y'all.
Moderate rain starting in 15 minutes. That was 2 minutes ago.
So, very quick, when I took this job over, and I knew we were growing, but we needed to develop systems to facilitate that growth. So first place we started, I talked to y'all overnight, recruiting and hiring are essential. So just to give you a quick version of what.
So I'm having trouble with
applications,
math.
we do have applications.
I'm gonna have to hate you saying that, right?
Aren't you a math teacher, Patrick?
No, but like,
No, he can't be.
yes, I was. Will we,
Not your kind of math though, Misty, right?
will we have some group?
Email templates.
We're not all gonna finish at the same time.
Well, somebody will be off, and so they'll be the way it is, so you just rotate through, and one presenter will be off. Like early, they'll be finished early, because they present
Will
three
it be
times around.
early or will it be late? Like, cause
Terry will be late.
you'll get your second group.
Terry will be late because she started late.
So she'll have 1 hour limit with 4 groups. So Terry was off, so now she'll have 3 groups in a row.
Yeah, she's 3 groups in a row.
And then me, I guess,
You get 2
I'll
more
have a group, now I'm off, and then I'll have 2 more groups.
Okay, good. So everybody will finish at the same time. They should.
That's creating procedures, that's creating organizational structure, job titles, job descriptions, what department I work in, who's my supervisor, all of that thing that we may take for granted sometimes in organizations.
Yeah, Butler will be done early.
Only one, it talks to them.
Yeah, they didn't have a phone call. All of that stuff. And there's so many ways I could route stuff efficiently. I just add in some things to it.
And you finished like with 2 minutes to spare.
You know, for example, contracts. Evaluations are now in there.
And he ran like 3 minutes over.
So, but I've already talked to you about that. That's a process I think it's gonna really take a whole other year to get that. We'll have it, we'll pretty close on it. So let's talk about targeted recruitment strategy.
The air control.
Data.
And you were Bonnie for us.
There were times we would drive.
That one, don't you try that one?
Um,
And I always try to use that one.
Cause it's the closest one.
Resources for like, and stuff like, this is insane, this little, so I was able to find data of who is producing the most hires in Region 10 and Region 11. So, and some of them obvious that we just didn't see, like I went to UTA, we never went to UTA, job fair, they're producing teachers. And then of course, some of them are obvious, because they were
strategy for us, especially as districts start to cut that, and then grow your own strategy too. Kind of what the TIA worked out here. Not yet. We highlight that. We do. That's part of our branding, I think, is coordinating how we brand ourselves. And then candidate vetting is very important. We don't want to have any of ours targeted retention strategies, market competitive compensation, TIA, survey our staff on what we're doing well and what we're not, and then I think we have to use the survey data because teachers are apprehensive about surveys in general. One, even if they're anonymous, they don't believe it. They don't believe they're anonymous, but they start to trust those things if they see changes or at least the information right at hand, so that they know you're reading and you're feedback. Exit interviews, I think, are important. I digitized those when they were on paper.
I'm just letting you know. Okay.
Because it was too hard to look at the data. So on exit interviews, there's some things we're going to start tracking. Once again, our retention is employee. When you say exit interview, is that exit survey? It's exit interview when you leave. No, but is it actually survey? It's got a survey and a box or somebody. No, it's got HR sitting down in person. It's got two components. So the first thing that happens is it goes to the employee. They get to fill out the survey by themselves. I found out it was awkward for them to fill that thing out. And so then the next person they will meet with is their campus administrator. And we take some nuts and bolts, we can get their stuff like that. And then they'll have a chance to talk when they finish with me. And sometimes between one to two of us who will talk to us, they might feel comfortable talking to me. Of course, a lot of times, if we're not happy with them, I get those. It has not been consistent yet. But, hey, if you get. Well, the reason, so that's part of the whole organization of what we do. I think.
So wonders that's what's going on here because
First, you
it's not off, but it's
then
not
you
cut
got
off.
to get it to them. Then they've got to fill it out.
I don't even hear, I hadn't heard it cut on yet.
Automate this, we send it to them, right to their email. They fill it out, that prompts them to get an appointment with their principal. Once their principal meets them, it prompts them to get an appointment. We all know what's happening with the email. So, but they're doing it, don't listen. And they're using that information. 100%. That person's gone, but that would make it better. So if we were to look at just lag, other things, I think one of the things I want to get over the next 18 months is there are so much we pay for our insurance, but we understand so
You gotta get that
in terms of what we can get out of it.
the
You know,
night
for
time,
example, you get discounts on gym memberships just about anywhere. They have an app you can download where if you're already jogging and you chart your stuff, you can earn gift cards. But no one knows.
So it just kicked on, I think.
Yeah, so. And you get discounts. We have that.
We got 10 minutes.
But if we get all of this stuff automated, where whoever's doing HR, whether it's just one person or Mark standing, Mark sitting there in the weeds trying to get people on board and stuff like that, we can teach, that's customer service to me, an area where we can get better. Everything gets explained to them at the beginning of the year, but you gotta remember when that happens, they're trying to get their rooms ready. They may or may not go to that person when we bring them out, or you get the skill and you forget what all. So I'd like to feed them information throughout the year. So lag measures, how are we gonna do this? So we're gonna start, when everything's automated, we can gather data quickly. We're gonna be able to look at total number of applicants we have in the system, so we want that number to go up. Average number of people who apply per week. How many people logged into that system in the last 24 hours? Total jobs posted, how many unfilled positions, and I think an important part of our customer service is average days it takes to fill a vacancy. From the time he enters a requisition to the time he enters a rec for hire, how long is that process take? Because the shorter it is, the quicker you move it, the better you have, the better employee you have a chance to get. And then what's our most popular recruitment method? Where are we finding? And then we go there more. So where we get, who's producing, our engagement on our social media, is what we're putting out, is it getting engagement, are we wasting our time, are we getting negative effect to it? We wanna know, you know, the impact of the employee daycare, because it's very expensive. What percentage of our, thing, is that really bringing people, and the percentage of new hires that are current employees or alumni? I think, current employees being promoted and alumni being rehired. Those are good things. Our retention, so we need to know our retention, we're gonna track our teacher retention rate, we're gonna pay close attention to our first year teacher retention rate. You know, what the participation level is of our mentor programs, with the staff survey we talked about, and what you talked about at basic interview, we need to know why they're leaving and where they're going. Monitor the comparison groups for our salary midpoints and our stipends. And I think it's important that the percentage of eligible positions in TIA goes up. And that's going up each year, so we need to keep that so the percentage is 100. And then once we do that, I think it's also important to evaluate TIA, how successful we are at TIA. To me, is what percentage of our people are actually eligible to get. So we want to get, and this one is pretty good. And then percentage of staff that use the employee daycare is eligible. And then what percentage of intern hire. Certification, we need to keep, I want to keep track of stuff, but how many are re-enters, those are people that are out, like eventually will come back, should be a certified and been out. How many are immersion permit? You know, are we getting out-of-state one-year permits? How many are interns? Those are all certs. And then how many are traditional standard certification path? And then keep up with our current certification. Benefit surveys, and then monitor our modules. I got 6 ones. All right. I think that's something. It started out as a necessity post-COVID, and it just became easy. And so, but we started to get away from it, but more inventory came back on it. Subsequent years, at least we don't have any inventory. But there was inventory. And then, but we're gonna meet those targets. So market competitive. So here's
I
where
just
our
told them.
insights. Our current systems, processes, and tools are being evaluated, and our new systems, processes, and better use of our tools are being implemented. And that's going on. We're on pace to meet the certification requirements of HB2. Our recruitment pipelines are being built for partnerships and targeted recruitment. And this was an early teaching rate. And then our survey is showing positive goes out. It's already went out. But that's one of the things we need to improve. It's interacting with them in a new way.
Y'all are good.
That's gotta be here. They've already been to me.
Coming to you, coming to you.
I think I'm off.
Sorry, I just closed the door off. Oh, I thought I let it go and hit you.
You know what's interesting is,
Misty's right here. Are we fine? Come out. Are we here? Yes, yes, we're in here. We're with Misty. All right, we get cushy chairs.
30 seconds.
Okay, we're gonna,
Mine is the shortest of them all.
well, I'm gonna set your timer for 20
Well,
minutes.
I did one presentation, I bought the second one.
So we're only in the second one. Okay. For you.
Yeah, you're doing this.
All right, I'm moving this to 20 minutes. 'Cause I'm gonna stuff like that.
Hey, that's a tough crowd right there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, let's start. Well, mine says priority three, but actually I know, but then they went to, so stewardship. And it was at,
Come into the Like I said, Brooke, we're going to the closet.
very broad, so
No,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not taking anything. I haven't written one note.
I just keep
Junior
jumping
high
around.
game,
I can't get
7
away.
minutes.
Finish your notes.
hey, Cochran, we're trying to hear over here, man.
Sorry, I'm making sure people move.
So, like I said,
So it shouldn't look like that. Put it on the wall.
detail, so we're gonna set this will, be a living, breathing document, and I'm sure.
I told Matt. I told him. No, Nick. It's Nick.
We'll start.
I knew that.
Facility plan, and, that plan would be.
Start it right now.
So we actually already have a long-range facility plan.
And go.
Probably, so it is outdated. So, our first step here is to do a new demographic study. So that's our first goal, is to work on that this summer, to get a new study. The one that we had was, our last one was when we had our, bond election, and so that was like 2022. I still look at that and use it, however, that information is very inaccurate. It's saying that we probably should have about 600 to 700 kids more than we do right now. The first year is kind of on, and then after that, you can start seeing that you're lagging behind. I've also heard that demographic, studies now, that used to, it would be, 1 point something, 10, 1.7, 1.7. And now I'm hearing it's more, they're dropping it down in these studies, it's more like 0.7. And so it becomes more accurate, because the birth rates, and it's matching. Well, I started hearing something about 2 or 3 years ago, when I first said it, people thought I was crazy. I'm like, I didn't say this is what I'm hearing. And so it's true about what's happening. So basically, we would get that study. Then the next thing is 4.12 is develop an expenditure projection plan. So if you remember, I think in January, I told you that we were gonna do an activity. This activity, happened actually January 22nd. Principals, you guys weren't involved, but I brought in people from the district. We talked personnel, we talked transportation, maintenance, all those different areas, security, facilities. And so what it was, we got in here, we had, the large big post-it notes, and we did And right here where they put, yes, and right here where they put one bus each, if you look down here, they're putting travel buses in. Because they're saying, okay, we're not gonna ask for two buses, but we're gonna ask for one, but we're gonna ask for a travel bus. So that that can help take those kids to different activity and it's not,
But we're still gonna need one for our regular routes. So our activity bus, but we also need one for our routes because we're gonna have more bus routes.
So you're saying this wasn't done without the principals, correct?
so this, no, because this was, capital type planning. This was these big ticket items that we need. I do different things with them with supply budgets. They're a lot smaller, and it's just a different type of planning.
This is more like your executive directors.
And we'd be like, I want this and this and I need this and I need this.
So that doesn't have teachers on there, correct?
It does in
Okay.
personnel.
So the reason I'm asking you is take, Dodd, for example, second grade, busing at the scenes, right? They could use another teacher there. How does that need for that principal get overlaid with?
So what we do is staffing, that comes from, I plan Nancy and Sheila, who are planning with principals. And it's really easy when it comes to elementary because of those ratios. You know that, oh, okay, it's 22-1, their busing seems are 22. We know the next class coming up is 46 kids. We already know we're gonna have to do something.
Right.
So those are easier, and like right now, we have fifth grade, and one of the, things canceled. We know that that's busted, and so we're already adding that position. So, yeah, I staff and plan with them.
Okay.
This is just, this staffing was, how do I, once, you know?
Versus a needs, and you
I'm doing
needs for this year going into next year, but that's like a wants for those tech. Yeah.
We also send out a survey because registration isn't until June or July, late June, early July. So campuses will send out a survey to see who's coming back next year so that we can start getting numbers earlier than July. To be like, okay, look, I'm at 50 in this, but I only have 2 teachers, I need another teacher. So not, we don't even wait for registration, we're trying to get those numbers as soon as possible.
This is like a real general question, but how is vouchers affecting either from what you're seeing in enrollment planning?
So right now, it'll start next year, and so that's when I'll release it. I've seen some more preliminary things come out, there's 59 vouchers that could be, private.
That's just for prime.
That's just for
Okay.
prime, the purpose list showed us, we didn't have thousands, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So it showed each one, so.
But those 59 may already be in our house.
Right, and so we just don't know yet how that's going to affect us.
Or may already be homeschooled for homeschool.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Gates family, has 3 kids up there, they probably and should probably apply for the voucher. You know, like, if you're already homeschooling, yes, apply for the voucher.
Yes.
Quite a few homeschool kids that live within the district, read them as they get older.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is, like I said, it's very rough draft, but I do think it's good to get 50, and then it's good for me to get things like
ask you this, if you were sitting in our chairs, what is something that you think we are not paying enough attention to, or would be beneficial for us to focus more on, to either help you in what you're doing, or help the district in any way financially related to what we're talking about? Is there anything as a board member we should be doing that we're not doing?
I mean, it's hard, that's the problem, is you guys get to hear emergencies once a month, or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it does, it changes so often, I mean, I think just listening and paying attention, looking at reports ahead of time. I don't mind questions, questions, so it doesn't bother me.
It's hard too when the state sits there and you throw the dart and they draw the target afterwards, you know, because they continue to do that to you. It's like, heck, we've been going down this path and now you,
Right. It's hard too because, you know this on the accountability side, is that you're never comparing apples to apples. It's always, you're comparing apples to oranges. That's the hard part. And it's the same with the finance side. It's not just the accountability, you know?
And you plan in April, May for the following year, and it looks great, well, then you send out a survey in February and March, and people say, we need more people to do the job. Yeah, we do, but here's what's changed, we've qualified more kids in special education, we've had more students move in with higher needs. One particular student goes off your whole building, and so it's a constant moving target. And would it be worthwhile to hire a teacher maybe like a second grade week? Is that where sometimes it's not, I can make that work better with what happened moving kids home rooms, because that was 30 people. So it's always moving, even your clientele.
how much a part were you, with this, with the CASB?
So, yeah, I met a lot with him. He had given information because the personnel side. And so I was in the meeting all the time. But he was doing a lot of, here's the data. So, and I have the cost model, so that was
It sounded like beneficial, I mean, was it
is very good.
helpful for you?
Yeah. And I just hate the timing of it. If we would have done this, let's say, 3 years ago, we would have been able to really do what we needed to do and then just tweak a little
With
bit.
all the legislative changes as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's just the timing's not great because we're squeezing whatever time we may,
I don't know, we need adjustments in places.
They had you finish up with Mr. Numbers
Oh, yeah.
himself.
She was on this one.
Man, I am pretty hot. I turned the air down.
What you're wondering, Matt? Yeah, you did say that. How is our fiscal responsibility compared to?
I didn't say it, but I like that. Yeah.
I mean, y'all left the table without a note there.
Is this yours or not?
All right, onward.
You did a good fruit, Mason.
Yeah,
Now let's see.
Always
See if Nick can be just as.
All right. I'm tired, Misty. I won't ask any questions. I have a few thoughts, but I won't interrupt too much.
As a thought.
Well, I'll just,
Why don't you just go like that?
I don't know, we're here to make the board.
I'm tired, y'all are tired. You know, I'm really not tired now. Problem is, I don't know.
I'm too late, yeah. Go home, you're wired.
I'm always tired.
Yeah.
That's how we compare. We have an
A plus rating versus title.
Y'all, I was working at College Point in 2015, and that's when I first started hearing like, it's not going well. 2015.
So,
And it turned out.
Yeah, we have it on like signatures around.
it took them a living year. Yeah.
That was just me. Well, it wouldn't be my luck. It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard y'all were like, that's true.
We are?
I heard.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I did.
That's what I'm saying. There's not another way for me to get inside somebody else's books.
Yeah, that's.
And that's why I wrote the question and answer. There you go.
Okay.
I'm in this room.
But just,
Okay.
We need to see your computer.
I'll turn it, yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
got it.
gonna-
No, I can move or have the basketball. No, you're good.
just,
You're
just.
good. Oh. Really?
We will in a minute.
Okay.
Not yet. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, unless you have a thought.
like a year or two ago, didn't we do the study that kind of drew our boundaries for each one of the campuses and so forth?
When we made cancel, K-12, I mean, K-5, we had to redo
So
that
can
to
we,
redistrict.
can we do it like together, I guess is what I'm asking? Because I'm just seeing like, for example, I was looking at the enrollment numbers the other day, and, Dyer, for example, has 40 second graders, Dodd has 70, and Hansel has 70. So I know it's just one grade, and it may not need to change, but I'm wondering over a year or two.
Why is it smaller? I think they got less room.
Well, and it may be.
Like,
and I-
they may only have 2 classrooms of
Oh.
second graders.
And I was just
Three.
no, it's the opposite. I think you have two, but I think
I have three.
you do have three. Okay, and they're all full and very full, right? But my thing is it because the boundaries are out of like whack already? You know, it's what 2
Well,
years.
yeah, I think,
since we
you
completed or
you
something.
probably have to redraw those.
Yeah.
You have to redraw those all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
do think you can do all that together.
Okay.
And you end up with say a mature neighborhood, like say my neighborhood.
Well, yeah, exactly.
My neighborhood, I don't have very many kids left on my street.
Exactly.
Because we've been there since 2014.
Right.
All those families have pretty much been the same. Well, they're all grown up and graduated, so the school that's feeding
Yeah.
now went from having 20 kids to none.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
So once we get that information, then we can start working again, which we already do all the time, right, with the financial advisor, the architect, we have all that. So then we can then develop that long range, 5-year, 10-year, let's say, and we know elementary is coming, we know all those sorts of things. So we are working on that for this summer. 4.12 is develop an expenditure projection plan. So I did update y'all
another person for the district?
Just have somebody else.
Yeah, and maybe not, it might not be equal to Elizabeth, right, but it would be an extra personnel. I don't know exactly what, that'll be them to.
It's
decide
not
what
per
that looks like.
campus.
So anyway, that's kind of what that looked like for, personnel. Transportation, it was easier because you know you need buses, right? That's never gonna stop. So you can see like, oh, we need 3. Bobby always puts more on there,
Knowing it's gonna get
knowing that
reduced.
I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna say, okay, 2.
Right,
You know, but
right.
we know, but what was interesting is he's like, okay, but over here, I need some buses, like 28, 29. But he did, he's like, if I could get 1 bus each, then I could get a travel bus. Because those are some things that he knows, we need some travel buses and things. So it's just a way for us now to really look at things and start planning ahead.
So do a lot of districts with buses, do they, I saw, I think it was Sanger, if I'm not mistaken, they're doing a bond election or something currently for the voters to approve. And one of them, I think, is for buses. Are we one of the few districts that pay cash for buses?
Yeah, that's not been in any of our bonds.
Yeah.
And you could probably help, but those, even like 15, 16, I don't think any of those bonds ever had transportation, did they? Or series.
Do we
I
issue?
think we've just carried a good enough fund balance, we feel
Yeah.
like we can handle that.
But I wonder, can we issue 5-year bonds in a school district, or does it have to be 20? Well,
I
I'm sure
haven't
that we
seen
could
it.
issue 5-year, but I don't,
I
like, I
don't
wouldn't
know.
wanna buy a
You ever
school
see
bus with
bonding?
20-year bond.
You ever see short-term bonding for
I
transportation?
haven't
It's-
seen it, but I'm not.
It's gonna be, I've seen 15-year.
Well, I don't wanna buy a bus at 15.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is there,
there are schools, sometimes they put transportation on it.
Cause Sanger, if they're doing that, you think they're gonna buy all those buses? I don't wanna get sidetracked here, with 15-year money, and we don't have to
It's
answer the
30
question tonight, but maybe that's something to look into, because maybe instead of funding those 2 buses or 3 buses out of the budget, we put that money towards teachers, and not that I wanna finance everything, but maybe we, I think in the city of Sanger, they have language out there for transportation for students.
They're looking at adding, or having the ability to add some transportation.
Yeah, I don't have many buses, but yeah, sure it's pretty significant
Using
if they're
bond
passing a bond.
Do we, I haven't talked to Tommy about it, I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
Cause even if you pass the 5-year note, you're not wanting to roller coaster your tax rate.
Yeah.
As you pay it off, and then you have to go draw down more, it's a
Yeah.
short term.
I don't even
It's
know
very
if you even
short-term
notice
debt.
in your tax rate as minimal as it is in the big scheme of things. I mean, we can talk about it later, we don't talk about it right now, but
It would be something we look at
yeah,
in the future,
because your assessed value would absorb it on those, but.
It's not, we are absolutely not set up in this recent bond, there's nothing mentioned in it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing with the 2022 issuance that we can
Yeah.
remotely pull down for transportation.
Okay.
But if we go next May to pull another bond, we can talk, that's when we would look at what you could potentially put in there.
Okay.
It's not usually recommended to do that or technology, but some schools do both.
Yeah, I would do technology for sure, yeah.
Because they're gonna wear out
Yeah.
long before the.
So we're gonna look at this annually, we're gonna revamp, revisit all that, and like I said, we got our feet wet, but we definitely have.
That's
room to
great,
improve.
yeah.
So,
It's a hard thing to do because it's so ambiguous, because you don't know what it's even gonna look like around here 5 years from now.
right, right. And there's things that, HVAC and things like that, we didn't even add some of the things that we really need to add on there, but we'll get that. Now it's budget season, it's hard.
Are y'all taking these numbers though, like, for example, at the city, like, we do a 5-year forecast, right? We adopt 1-year budget, but then we have 5 years into the future. And then 5 years into the future, we have numbers for each individual year. So are you taking this spreadsheet, and then behind the scenes, you have a spreadsheet that does the numbers to it?
So I do have an example of that,
And we're not getting into the weeds, you just be
I'll
yes, I mean,
shoot
that's
that.
fine. Because I would think you're
Yes.
probably you're getting this information from the teachers that
Mhm.
says I need to add an assistant principal or another teacher or whatever. Well, that's great, but what does that look like financially for the school district in the next 5
Well,
years?
it's kind of what y'all did when you were talking about these raises, you forecasted like how long
Yeah,
it would take
exactly.
to dig
This-
out of the
Exactly,
hole, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so we do.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
No.
And this, and
we
this,
all don't look like this right now.
yeah, but this is helping you feed that spreadsheet, yeah.
That's why I have one person.
Put all this together. Who was the group?
It was maintenance, like Bobby, special ed, department, and.
Program director.
Mhm.
Okay.
going back to
Uh-huh.
Ms. Bowles' question though, so like going back to instructional, for example.
Yeah,
So
that
if
was,
these teachers and stuff, like, if you say there's second grade classrooms that are 25 students, right? We know we need either shift some students around in the boundaries, or we need to add additional teachers to drop the class sizes to 17 or 18. Or is that reflected in here in those conversations with the principals?
So, who works with the principals, staffing is with Nancy and Sheila, and
Okay.
they work with principals and then work with me.
Okay.
So we're looking at those, and it's easier in the elementary because you have the ratio. It's hard on the secondary because things get
Depends on who they-
muddled with master schedule.
I mean, it
you
depends
know?
on how many people sign up for each class.
Exactly.
Course count.
And it depends on how many enroll after we've hired our people too.
Yes.
You get an influx during the year.
Mm-hmm. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Especially now we started, right? Some of
Yes.
them all started like in Labor Day.
You got that right. I thought it was like that.
So, 4.13, we talked about developing a communication plan to articulate long-range plan, the long-range plan for the public. So this is really working with Shelley, once we get all of our plans together and just getting that out to the public, being transparent, using social media, using our website. And so you'll see that with all our bond, construction going on, and then new bonds possibly coming up. 4.2, the district will employ strategies to encourage allocation of resources and operational efficiency. So this is developing a long-range staffing plan to address growth in salary. So first step was tonight, that plan, we've been working on that plan, and so putting that together. And the nice thing is, you know, she put out lots of information, HR can use that, but what's nice for me is I get to use those cost models. And so like Nick, you were asking about that, so those cost models, what I was able to do is project, I have 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. And anything they say, if I wanna add teachers, or they say, you know, what does it look like if we add 3 teachers, we did 3%, and whatever, I'm able to do that, but then I can project it out and how that would affect fund balance
Okay.
for 5
Yeah.
years, 10 years.
Okay.
10, really 5 years is the most accurate. When you get past that, it's not as accurate. So really you're looking at that 5 year.
Okay.
And I'll be able to show you all the workshop if you want to do that detail on, you know, fund balance
Okay.
and things like that. But, so that is, something that, it's nice with Frontline. I started using it like about a year or two years ago, and now I'm finally going, okay, I get it all, and this is what this program can do for us. Next steps, we'll be able to take the demographic study, so we'll have that starting this summer. We work with TASB. The nice thing is now that we work with TASB, we can go back each year and they can review it for not a large cost. I mean, it's gonna be a cost, but still, it helps guide us and keeps us, with a plan. 4.22 is develop and systematically sustain budget manager training. So this is something that I already do. Me and Lou Lynn, our accounts payable coordinator, we meet with the bookkeepers quarterly. We start in July. And you know, we do this, we take the campus secretaries, athletic secretary, we come together. We start in July because we go over any updates to the business manual, the student activities, principal activity, any of those things. And at that point, any of that information may roll down to the campus. So any coaches, new department heads, any of those people, they're able to train because I tell them all the time, I don't tell y'all probably know how thankful I am for the campus secretaries because they do so much work. I mean, the amount of purchase orders they're putting through, the amount of, well, just the organization of keeping, you know, all the teachers, the athletic secretaries, all those teachers, coaches organized. And
Does that translate well? I think campus secretary from AD, how he's gonna do something.
no, so the athletic secretary goes with ASCs.
Right. An athletic secretary is telling her boss how he has to do stuff now versus coming from the top down. where
Well,
he
so-
goes like,
but if
you know what I'm saying?
If he wants the money.
But if you ask them, they're gonna tell you, they're the ones leading the school.
Correct.
Yeah,
anyway.
they're the ones doing it.
Because, no, they're not going, you have to do it this way. We have a system, so they're keeping them within the system, making hopefully y'all's job easier because you're going through just approving. They're going, okay, here's
You have
the
to go
PO.
ask them the questions because
Yeah.
they deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
I just go and say, I need this, this,
she at least also knows what I'm thinking, what I'm expecting. She knows what I want to see. Big ticket items. No, and we have so much.
Needle movers.
Yeah, I mean, when you're signing $20,000, ag, mechanic, material, you need to know and make sure that it is going to ag. You've been in districts where you see people get in trouble. Take the time to slow down.
I don't think any of us gets past the gate.
I mean, like,
Even
I
if
don't
it
want
gets past
to.
you, she's gonna be like, what?
But you know what, the wind's there at night, she can't catch that stuff.
You just gotta be able to.
So really gets past, the wind's the last of the gatekeeper, she can pitch it. Alright, so yeah, it works out, the other good thing is, we meet with them, we discuss hot topics, we discuss, things like, an example, fraud. We've had a slew of fraudulent, and just keeping them aware, hey, look for this, look for that. Changes in procedures we talked to them about, questions they had, and we just check on, they like to just socialize. They don't get to see each other much. And there's one of them at each campus, so it's nice for them to get together, and I let them talk and do their thing, and I don't try to listen, and, you know, I let them just have fun together, so, for a little bit off campus.
You Compton, you do?
We do it quarterly.
Quarterly.
4.23, and 4.31, it's talking about the EPP again. It was very important, so that's why we put it in there 3 times, I guess. Yeah. 4.32, develop a budget perimeter report. This is really starting next year in November, and it's really getting a manual together or a report together for you guys that show the roadmap of the budget and where it starts, the calendar, the staffing, you know, the planning, the EPP, where all that is gonna go, and then updating you in February, and then updating you in, right now, we just updated you before the workshop, so you see kind of the end. You would see the start of it, and then move throughout the year.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 4.33, create public awareness about school budget, state funding. So that's where I will work with Shelley, and we will communicate on the website and social media, more about, you know, school budget, state funding, and all that.
Are there any, like, for cities and stuff, there's always, you know, companies and software trying to solicit feedback from the public about what goes into the budget, what they like to see funded and so forth. Is there anything like that in school districts?
No,
Okay.
I hope not.
I was thinking like,
It was a big deal in cities a couple of years ago, like, we didn't get feedback from the citizens, and, I mean, some of the things they bring up, you were just basically trying to increase transparency,
I remember
making them
when
aware.
Krum did
of
a few
things.
years ago, it was like, we need a skate park. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
we got holes in all our streets, but we need another skate park. I'm like, but that's the kind of stuff that
Yeah.
comes back. you know,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. So the fund balance conversation,
It's the same
are we
thing
gonna
with
talk about
the-
that in the budget workshop?
Falling down Carter House, we got
Okay.
another.
And then what the fund balances are, with the various funds.
You're on pre-release lunch.
We have questions like food services and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're,
They got a lot, they got a lot of fund balance. $500,000, I think, right now.
we are looking to find some concrete evidence. That would be
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah, we're spending some of that now.
Yeah, and this year I don't see us coming in with,
Well, and that's why when we do
surplus. I
bonds,
see it,
if we
and then it's not gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more like
some of
normal like it used to be,
Mhm.
so.
exclusive.
Well, good job. Thank you. This, I like these meetings. This is
Is
really
this
good.
process
Yeah,
good for you?
really good. Really
Okay.
good.
I just, this is what we were talking about when I talked with those other schools in that group we put together. We talked
Yeah.
about from a board perspective, doing this quarterly instead of monthly database.
Well, yeah, what I like about it is, I think like today, like we're all getting used to it, kind
Yes,
of understanding
it'll
what the roles are and so forth. But if we do this same setup 3 months or 6 months down the
Well, it was
road,
different at the start of the year. It was
Exactly.
different in the summertime.
we'll kind of know what to expect out of each other, we make it even more productive. Yeah, sure.
But
That's great.
Small groups too, you have time to ask questions and.
once everybody pulls back, Eric, if you just wanna adjourn, and see if anybody has any immediate feedback or anything, and then, and then we can formally adjourn. Good job, Missy. Thank y'all for being our overall partners.
Thank you.
I like No Curtis isn't here tonight.
Hey,
You'd have never got done in 20 minutes if Curtis was running that. Or you wouldn't have covered all the material. But I'm saying, if Curtis was doing that.
No,
I'd have
he's
got
still
through
got,
line one.
y'all have walked off.
But the good thing about Curtis is you can walk off, he'll keep talking.
Yeah, he still loves me. He's still wagging his tail.
He's still wagging his tail.
Ready? Come adjourn here in a second. Get better or worse? Why don't you just take a left? Take a right and go. Get back and get out there.
So when it, huh? Where are you gonna debrief, kind of like you did me yesterday about all the stuff has been presented as great, except we can't have a $3.5 million deficit budget.
So,
Is that gonna be when we do the budget
you and I will
process?
have more conversations before everybody has the conversation. I still need to get her, we still need to be doing our back end stuff, because before I bring you anything, I need to bring a plan that I believe. We're not on the same page here, so I'm not, if it gets them.
Gets them all excited.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
You leaving us?
Should've took it.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. We'll see you later.
Should've took it.
She didn't even say anything.
No, she's sick, like she was trying not to throw up.
Oh, wow, she should've went home earlier.
That's what I kept telling her to leave.
I thought she was upset. Oh, Cody's still here? I thought he left an hour ago.
Do you like that format?
I do. Good format.
I liked it.
I just went over there and went like this. Nancy.
All right, time's up. They're raising a white flag.
Oh, one of them.
Where's the nachos? Yeah, not Matt Martinez, a different Matt, I think. She was just using an example. That's a teacher's husband, a different teacher. I don't. You're not talking about that Matt Martinez, are you? That gets flags?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I did not.
Nick was like, wait a minute, you're telling me Martinez gets flagged? We'll make fun of him with that. Are you on the pedophile? Are you on the pedophile
Well, I
list,
think.
Martinez?
I mean,
Oh, yeah, I see that. I heard that too.
have we verified that it's actually wrong info?
He's not showing up anymore.
That's why they're not in here, so he's answering questions.
Yeah.
What? What'd you do to Brooke, by the way?
Where'd Brooke go?
She got sick.
You made her sick.
No, she told me she ate too much pizza, is what she told me. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut does that to me sometimes. It's hit or miss.
Yeah. I'm more of a Domino's guy and Krum. I've seen the people work at Pizza Hut.
I know who ordered that.
Huh?
What's up, girl?
Well, it's that whole shopping center right there. I mean,
Ainsley used to have trouble going to the Mexican food restaurant because we used to go there with the vet. And you know the stuff that goes on in a vet's office. It's like now they're
Somewhere
serving
the other day,
food
no
there.
boy was looking for the back door. I was like, hey, can you make me a sandwich before you run?
Who?
Oh, boy, it's Subway. I mean,
Oh.
oh.
Oh, Subway. I don't even grace the doors of that place. After that time, Ainsley went there and she had two students working behind the deal and they ordered her sandwich and her and Sarah go over there and they go to get a cup of tea. They're, oh, Miss Bogart, I don't think you want to drink that tea. She's like, well, wow, what's the matter with it? She goes, well, be honest, we don't clean that container until the green stuff starts coming out.
oh. Okay.
Yeah, so Ainsley won't even go back there. That's been like 10 years.
So, do we have a health inspector at all?
We have a contracted health inspector.
How in the world does Cowboys not get the 4
The old
inches?
location,
No, Cowboys right here.
did they move?
No,
They haven't
on
moved
the
yet.
square.
Oh, no, whenever they moved out, they won't be able to reopen up as something else without a lot of work going on in that building.
But how do they, I mean, if you walk
Like
in there
the
right now,
fuzz hanging off their
it's
ceiling?
not fuzz, it's 4 inches of mold that
I've
is
seen
growing
that.
out of
I've
that.
seen that.
How do they keep doing that?
I mean, you're talking about the AC vents, the HVAC
Yes.
vents, but that's not really health inspection, it's more looking at your food, your prep area.
They don't see the mold falling on you, that's not a flag?
In the air.
And then what, yeah.
If
And
it
then-
falls in your food, I mean.
And how does,
Does Scott own that building?
and how does Tootie pass anything?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, why didn't Vishnu make those
And
damn
how-
guys that sit around back there listening to Indian music? Why don't they make them clean every once in a
Why
while?
does he go in his aisles and take the razors off the shelf that have been there since 1980 with this much dust?
Or dust the candy? You go in there and get a candy bar and it's got a half inch of dust on
How does
top
that
of
place,
it.
that place has
Dude,
gotta be
Tootie-
laundering money for something. How does it?
He owns he owns several community
That bro
stores.
make my.
He's a great guy, too.
Hands, bare hands.
The guy that owns it is a great dude.
So back in the day, he used to run the Howdy Doody. Remember that?
Vishnu?
About Foster's. He used to run the gas station by Foster's. Well, back before Krum was wet, that was the closest place you could get beer, right? Everybody had to go there and get beer. He owned that gas
They
station.
died?
You remember that?
This year.
Yeah, that's been probably 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
Limits up. Time limit.
We're gonna adjourn, we all leaving.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's funny. I've known him forever.
You're gonna get.
I didn't know.
I don't
Not
think
bad,
that-
from is Portofino.
What?
Yeah, that's good. Nobody
Well,
lives.
good.
Portofino's great.
Yeah, that's good. Megalito,
The only thing I like at Megalitos is their queso. I just feel like their queso's like melted cheese with no nothing.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's just like queso.
Oh, I
you know?
But I don't like the structure and
it's
content
just fast
was good.
Mexican food.
That's what it is.
And I'm telling you,
I mean, if you're in a hurry,
Yeah.
and you need to
I
eat
can
quick,
do shit
Yeah.
about it for a
quick.
long
Yeah.
time.
That's the best Mexican food you've ever had.
No.
Zero
Not enough.
confidence that would ever work.
It's
I like the new
Have you
place.
talked to my Megalitos now? I love
I had zero confidence that would
I like their hot
He's doing a
sauce. Just
good
like
job.
the queso.
No, that's what I said. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
That's what
We talked about that today.
I'm admitting that.
I
that
know.
I told you that.
We talked about that today, without him in the room.
service was
We were like,
pretty
you know
slow.
what? Taking him away from people.
Well, they're just a hooper.
So no, I mean, there's no parents
At
there.
the
He
smoking
just,
fire,
like last night, we're still getting emails from him.
you know, reopen Legends or some legendary bar.
I mean, he's been impressive putting in systems for that thing, but
Did they redo the inside?
No, it's pretty much.
he's
the
getting
same.
there. It's not a home run, but he is
I just seen
definitely the guy
Argyle
for the job for this,
talking
for where we're at right
See
now.
that?
Yeah, it could be
You know,
Home run
Well, I saw
twice
it.
what he lost.
You know,
he's already running circles now for Nara.
So Shine Detailing was on History Street in Denton.
Keenan
And
is-
this guy used to
And as
be
much
one
and
of
as
our
nice as Rhonda was,
good, I mean,
he's
one of
increased the
most
technology and
he
put
closed
tenfold
down, And they're
on
gonna
systems
open
and
a
stuff.
barbecue place there also. Like renovating, I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, no, thank you. That one-
No,
No, that's, I think the fat side down is over there in the old.
I'm never gonna, I'm never gonna touch it.
I'll hear about this for
Yeah.
2 hours.
I hate that, yeah, Brady.
It's them too.
What's his name, Gaines?
I'm never the guy to tell
He's
you
always
no,
supposed
but
to have
you
the
know,
fat side
I'll
down.
tell you if I think,
So
I
I
know,
this is
don't know,
bad.
like,
This could go bad. Poorly.
it's good, but you better take.
I
the
knocked
wallet
back.
with you.
Was that you?
I heard you.
Yes, it took me a second. I didn't take me, that was because I was writing on a sticky note. And I started writing.
Coming to Argyle.
How'd it go with him? Was he kind?
You're like, wait till you add anything to the board. Look at that.
Ah.
I had to go home and get my handcuffs.
Did you make bets on what Nick would be?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's fine.
Well, Brooke had to leave us. She wasn't feeling well.
Oh,
I don't know if it was pizza or what, but she just didn't feel well, so she had to run. But I felt like that was a really neat experience, and that went well. What is y'all's feedback on that?
Is this the first time we've done this as a district?
First time we've ever done that.
You know, I know everybody's gonna throw me some bad stares for it. I would actually like a little bit more time in each session.
Yeah, I don't know that 20 minutes was right. I just meant the
No,
the
I'm just
setup
saying,
of it.
I'm
yeah.
saying it was so good, there was so much meat on the bone that, you know, maybe another 10, 15 minutes. I'm not saying we would have uncovered or discovered anything great, but maybe you could have digested a little bit more.
And I think if we start doing this quarterly
Well,
versus
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Once
Maybe
ever.
we just do one and then spread them out over.
Well, that's what we're, I want y'all to help me get feedback, because, I mean, the whole premise of this and what we're talking about with those 7 other districts, this is a more higher collaborative perspective instead of just getting campus data reports. And it's for a complete strategic view of the 5 impact areas for the district. So, but this would look different in October, you know, depending what beginning of the year things and stuff like
But
that.
I think to Matt's point, if we're doing this every 3 months, it's not as big a bite
Yeah,
that you're having
that's
to look
okay.
at, so maybe 20 minutes works, because they're really gonna be 5 stations in the future. So if you start doing 5 stations in an hour and a half, you're talking about 2.5 hours, or 30 minutes.
But one of the topics that came up from one of the other districts for your part is like, if we did stretch it out, first quarter, we might just do objectives 1 and 5, and maybe do it 30 minutes. Yeah, well, you do spend it out in the second quarter, you do, depending on, so there's always different opportunities, but breaking up into groups and having department heads, I think from the outside looking in, from the collaboration, it looked like it was pretty effective.
And maybe because we get monthly financial reports, maybe Misty's section is not as, maybe it's 15 minutes, but other ones are extended that we get less.
Misty gets a night off, so
No,
she's
not
up
to
here
suck
all.
less of Misty. Did you just win?
Well, but she has to do it every month.
She has an A+ first rating.
Look at her. Nick's saying no.
Nick will meet with
But you see
privately.
her every
Yeah.
month. You see her every month.
Yeah,
So what about you guys?
And you didn't write anything on paper.
I liked it. I give you my feedback. I think it's productive.
Well, I do want to give some
And props
public props to
them.
Terry. Terry stepped in on
Yeah.
this. It was a lot shorter. If Brad was here, you'd still be in his group. But you did a good job, and you stepped in, and we appreciate you. And thank you for making the time to do it and making it a priority.
I gave my review. Great job. It's on her paper.
I did see that. I think all the presenters did a great job, and I think it was good having campus administrators with each group to give direct feedback to what they see on their campus.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Great job. Thank you all.
Thanks for dinner, Melinda. Even if it did poison one of us.
You're not saying mine.
At least it wasn't me so far. Does anybody know what kind of pizza she ate? Which one of those? You want to avoid that one? Butler will eat it.
Okay, y'all remember the barbecue sandwiches last week? The barbecue sandwiches y'all ate last week?
Yeah.
We never took them out of that room. The next day, at the end of the day, Butler's like, we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Stomach is
Would be in the next day.
stomach of steel.
He came in furious. He thought they were left over from a lunch meeting.
They were all standing outside going, let's let him eat them and then we'll tell him.
I sweated the next 48 hours.
All right.
Well, if there's nothing further, we are adjourned. The time is 9:06, and I guess we need to record that for Brooke because she's not here.
So, like, we'll adopt a budget June, July. Maybe before school starts, we do in August, November-ish, April. Yeah, we just keep that quarterly thing going.
Would it be helpful to do that with
Okay, I didn't think
Misty
so.
as we review, if we're gonna adopt before we adopt the budget, understand what the pay increases?
We do workshops and team event. That'll happen probably 3 times before we adopt the budget, with just
Understanding the
finance.
salary.
Just finance, yeah, the whole thing. And so that's what
I don't know why I'm giving it to
Eric and I
you.
were talking about.
I'm not taking them. I promise you.
We have a lot of work to do behind the scenes before we bring more stuff to you guys for that, because it's, you know, we gotta, similar to what I told you the other day.
I
We
know.
gotta see, hey,
Not
what we can
ours.
afford, what we can, if we go here, how far does it take us down the line, and what rate do we get it back, and when? I brought up exactly what you were talking about the other day, or I brought up the other day what you said today. Do we ever do menu parts of this? You know, can we do this now and this part and make a goal to get to the long thing? So we'll come up with different scenarios, and then, you know, TASB's not the governing body. That's who we hired to do this audit and make proposals. But they'll help create whatever we want into a product that we can bring back to the board. But